As the COVID-19 outbreak intensifies in Iran, China is extending a helping hand. The Chinese government has provided testing kits and dispatched 5 medical experts how to amplify what China has learned from the virus to other countries. Nearly 300 volunteers from both sides decided to tackle the problem jointly. The China-Iran Mutual Group Against COVID-19 was organized in late February to translate Chinese language videos into Farsi and sharing them with the Iranian public. How has that work been received? Earlier, my colleague Liu Xin talked to 2 members of the group, Abalfazl, Delkhasteh, and Zening from Iran and China. Let's take a listen.
Thank you very much for joining us. First of all, tell us a bit about how you got involved in this project. I understand your Chinese teacher told you she was going to organize this group and invited you to join. What motivated you to join the group? What have been your main purpose, and why do you think it is important to engage in this work?
Hello, and thank you for having me. So, first of all, the organizer of this group is my Chinese teacher who had contacted me about 3 weeks ago, and it was almost at the beginning of the coronavirus breakout in Iran. And she was trying to organize a group so we'd be able to translate and transfer the experience that the China and Chinese government has had obtained over the last 2 or 3 months. And it's pretty obvious that around the globe, in every country, we can see that right now China has obtained very good results in containing the virus. So if we could transfer and translate the experience that China has obtained and share it with our Iranian friends, that would be a really awesome idea. So I joined the group, and we are doing that right now.
I see. Well, there is really a sea of information. There are so many things that are being talked about, so many videos about how to treat people, how to help people, how to manage your life, how to wash your hands. So how do you make your choices, and what have been some of the pieces that you have helped translate into Farsi?
Well, the way it works is that our group has some subgroups. One of the subgroups that we have in our group is that they are responsible for searching the Chinese internet, Chinese TV, and Chinese media to search and find reliable and useful information that is suitable for current Iran situation. And when they select the material and the videos and the articles, they're going to send that to our translation group, and the translation group will translate that, and after that we're going to proofread it, and after proofreading we're going to send that to our video editing group, which I do most of my job in the group there. After that, we will proofread the video again, and then we're going to send that to our social media accounts. So the selection of the material is completely up to a subgroup that they're going to decide whether it's reliable or not, whether it's useful or not.
Could you give us an example of one of the most recent pieces that you worked on that you find also very interesting, and which has been relatively well received by the Farsi-speaking population?
Well, one of the examples that I can say is that yesterday we received a video from our group, from our collection group, that was about separating the clothes that you wear every day out of your house, and is it necessary or not to sterilize the clothes every time you go out.
How have such videos been received? You have started working since late February, I understand, and you have translated quite some pieces. How are they doing on the social media platforms that you post them? I understand include Instagram and Telegram.
Well, we have started, as you said, in late February, and right now in our Instagram account we have reached about 2,600 followers. which for this short amount of time is a good number, but we are still trying to contact more people to reach out, to let our videos and our content reach out to more people. And also we have accounts in Twitter and Telegram and Uproad, which is a video platform that is used in Iran. So we send all of our videos and our contents in all these social media.
What have been some of the practical difficulties for you? I know you are kind of under quarantine for safety reasons for your friends and relatives. There is also a time difference between China and Iran, and you're not paid for this, obviously. So how do you overcome the difficulties working in such an interesting way, let's say?
Well, the quarantine is what I personally decided to do, because about I think it's been like 14 days right now, or 13 days, that I got back from Tehran, and Tehran at that moment was one of the major cities that the coronavirus broke out in Iran. So I decided to, when I was, the schools just all were closed at that time, and I decided to get back to my hometown, and then I decided to stay at home for like 14 days, because it was not something that it's only up to me, because if I had gotten the virus and did not know that at the moment, I would have compromised a lot of other people's health. Mm-hmm. So I decided to stay at home, and the other thing about I felt really responsible to stay at home. So if let's say there is a 1% possibility that I've got the virus, we reduce the chance of transferring the virus to other people.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Abalfazl, Delkhasteh, both for the volunteering job that you have done with your friends and colleagues, as well as your time and energy in accepting our interview. Thank you so much. I'm joined now by Zening from Nanjing in southern China via Skype. Zening, thank you very much for joining us. Now, as of 10 on March the 10th, the confirmed cases in Iran has reached 7,161. The death toll stood at 237. One of the hardest hit countries outside of China. So, Zening, why did you want to join the group in the first place, and what have you been doing since the end of February in this group?
Well, the motivation is quite simple, because I'm a graduate in Persian language, and I have been working in Iran for around 2 years. During my stay in Iran, I really had great memories over there. So yeah, I really got a special connection with this country. So when the news about COVID-19 burst out in Iran came out, I really feel sympathetic towards the situation and the people over there. I also talked with some of my friends in Iran. They didn't even realize what COVID-19 is, and not to mention its severity.
Yeah. So what exactly has been your responsibility, and how did you go about doing them? What are some of the obstacles that you were faced with, and how did you overcome these obstacles as well?
Well, I guess what our group is doing is quite like the subtitle group. I mean, yeah.
But your specific function.
For me,
yeah.
My function is to edit the videos, just to adding the Persian subtitles, and also erase out the original subtitles. And then we give these videos to those who are in charge of the social medias in Iranian social medias, and they will post it up and share to more people so they can see it.
You were not an editing professional. You didn't study editing.
No.
So how did
No, not at all.
How did you get over this beginning phase?
Yeah, I mean, at the very beginning, because I learned Persian language, so at first I was in the translation team, but then the group leader tell everyone that we really lack hands in editing, in film editing, because Persian language is very unique. It's not like Chinese or English written from left to right. The Persian is written from right to left. So it often creates some format problems if someone that doesn't know Persian to edit the film. So that's why I choose to self-study how to do the editing and join the editing group.
Yeah. So what are some of the pieces that you have edited which impressed you? For instance, how did you decide which themes to work on? There are these stories of how Chinese people help each other. There are the videos about how treatments are carried out. I also see sometimes you would put subtitles to a particular press conference. I guess that's not the most exciting content for video. But how do you select your theme?
Well, we mostly select our videos according to the measures and the experiences that Chinese has done in the past.
Yeah, what is your knowledge of how these messages have been received by the Iranian viewers?
Well, I guess from the viewers from our own social media accounts, they are quite below our expectation. But you know, in Iran, social media, the piracy problem is very, very severe. So many of us, our videos posted up have just been pirated, and maybe more Iranian people can see it. That's good because what we are aiming to do is to spread our spread our experiences. But still, we do need the feedbacks from Iranian society. So
do you have any feedback?
Yeah.
Have you heard any feedbacks?
Yeah, there is some feedbacks. Most of the feedbacks are positive. I mean, Iranians thank for our help, like also said our suggestions are very useful in the video. Some even make jokes like in one of our videos we have mentioned to use alcohol to disinfection. And because you know Iran is an Islamic country and alcohol drinks there is strictly forbidden, so they just make jokes like, okay, it is very useful, but where can I buy alcohol?
I see.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I see.
Well, of course, there is also another side of the coin. I mean, there are negative parts. Like I saw one comment is from an Iranian person. It says, it is because your Chinese are eating everything, like rats, bats, even dogs and cats. You are spreading the virus around the world. You are harming the world. So I don't believe a word that you are doing.
What's your takeaway from the whole experience? What makes you think then?
Yeah, of course, I think cyber violence is everywhere. So we just provide our help to those who need it and to those who want to know it. And that's already enough. And for the most valuable takeaway, I think it's an understanding of connection. I mean, the connection of people. Because I cannot do things like doctors or nurses do in the front line. But yeah, still we can do something that we are good at, and to connect with the people in Iran, to help them and to let them know that they are not fighting alone. I think that's very important.
Thank you very much, Zening, joining us from Nanjing.
Thank you.
That's all for this edition of The Point. As always, follow us on Facebook and Twitter using the handle The Point with LX. Download the CGTN app to watch our show, or go to YouTube and look for CGTN. To our viewers in China and around the world, thank you so much for watching.